Good morning, everyone. It's your boy Connor. Welcome back to Slinging Sips on American Coffee Trip. Today, introducing a new coffee roaster that I reviewed on Single Sip a little while ago, probably early 2024, when I was reviewing the Boston area. When I crossed over into Cambridge, Massachusetts, this coffee roaster was suggested to me by quite a few people, and I definitely wasn't disappointed when I got there. It's fantastic coffee, easily a top pick, fantastic latte art, good milk to espresso integration, a very bright and airy atmosphere, and overall just a really pleasant experience, especially to end off my day where I already had a lot of coffee, so I needed something, or I wanted something that was going to kind of distinguish itself, and this place did that. So today I'm going to be reviewing a single origin El Salvador coffee. I also got another one, but I've started ordering coffee online just because with the optionality of what I can reach during my regular work schedule, or when I'm going up into the mountains and I'm hiking and then I come back, that selection is starting to become a little bit more limited in my mind as far as like new coffees to try, just because I've gone through a lot of them. And a lot of good coffee, a lot of okay coffee. It's allowed me to kind of determine what I really want to have, and, to drink, and what I don't. So let's get the water started. Break this bag open. I love these bags. They're very colorful, very vibrant, very bright. Pink and green, orange. Oh wow. Wow, it's just a light, earthy, light forest smell. Hints of fruit in them. Wow, that is a very vibrant smell. Cherry nougat and milk chocolate. Those are the tasting notes that they recommend. I smell milk chocolate in that. I also smell a little bit of fruitiness. I wouldn't necessarily know if it was cherry or not coming from that. But so far, the tasting notes that they reflect versus the smells that I'm getting seem to check out. So, let's weigh this bad boy up. These beans are definitely on the larger side. Very consistent. I'm seeing no discoloration among any of the beans. They seem to really have their roasting down as far as just the visuals go. All these beans are the same exact color. There's no deformities anywhere. These guys know their stuff. I'll probably be ordering from them in the future, but I'd also like to try another coffee roaster in the area, Grace Note Coffee. Yeah, maybe I'll get a couple bags from Diego as well. Run behind. Line this up. Very light and easy to crush through these beans, and that speaks to how good the burrs are in the Kino, but also just the fact that these beans are bigger. I can sense that there's less density in these beans than something that would be a little bit more prudent on an espresso machine. So we got our water heated up. Fortunately, this handle broke off of this cup right here. It did fall out of the cabinet. I might be getting new cups at some point soon, which So, okay, these were free. I got them as a gift. Kind of sucks, but not the biggest deal. I also have backup cups too that I don't particularly like as much, which is why they were also just given to me. Heating this brewer up. Let's get a paper filter right here. Let that water cool down in the meantime while I'm just rinsing everything out. Let's heat that water up. Take this, zero it out our scale, so we're weighing the dose again. Comes out to 21.5. Somehow I think that's inaccurate, which the scale is by around 0.5 grams on average. 0.5 grams or less. I will also be replacing my scale at some point, but then this scale will be used for any of my hiking adventures, making coffee out in the woods and things like that. Really beautiful bloom, really beautiful, nice amount of rise. Oh my goodness, that light foresty smell is still prevalent. I can tell this is going to be a very sweet, chocolatey type of coffee. I expect it to be very little, if not no acidity in this particular coffee. I know my dad actually prefers kind of a sweeter taste profile, something with not really much acidity, something that's chocolatey, something that has some fruity notes. I think this is going to be the perfect coffee for him. So I will give him a cup of that after I'm done brewing here. I went a little bit over for the third pour as I was talking to you guys, up to 235 instead of 225. But honestly, with how much more how much more I went than I expected to go with the dose, I think I'm actually going to just run with it and move up to 310 grams output. Okay, just over 310. Smells not as prevalent now. I can tell this is a very fresh coffee. This is gonna taste really freaking good. I can already tell. When was it roasted? It's March 2nd. It was roasted February 13th, 2025. So it's within its window of best freshness. Probably a couple weeks or like a week ago maybe would be peak, but it's like within that time period that I could tell immediately with how well it blooms that it's going to be a fantastic coffee. This one's running a little bit faster than the Bear Lake coffees, and it's running more of a typical time that I expect something of this grind size to run, especially with less in density. So we actually have an end time of 2 minutes and 38 seconds, which I round up to 2 minutes 40 seconds. It's a 21.5 gram dose for a 310 gram output. And per usual, with everything except the Chemex brewer, I'm always running 93 degrees Celsius. Chemex, I take it up a notch to 96 degrees Celsius. And what I've started to do with the Chemex, which I'll bring that in just momentarily, for this, see how much glass there is? And I'll show this in another video that I'll definitely release before this, is I use an entire kettle's worth of water, 96 degrees Celsius, just to preheat the glass itself, because there's so much heat loss throughout the brewing process. And that is typically a longer brewing process of around 3 to 4 minutes with what I've brewed on it so far, doubling the recipe that I use for the V60, Zero, and Origami drippers. And that's worked out for me pretty well so far. Yeah. This out of the way. This coffee's still quite hot. This cup is preheated and just brewed with this. Maximize sweetness and versatility. I hope they were able to maximize sweetness in this coffee, because I'm not getting milk chocolate coming through on quite the same level. Oh my goodness. I'm still waking up. I just threw my nose in that coffee. It's as if you made a cherry almond chocolate bar and turned it into a coffee. It's fantastic. And the tasting notes are actually quite prominent. You're not left really searching for them the same way you would for some of the other coffees that I had that are a lot more subtle in which they display their tasting notes. I'm feeling it on the outside ends of my tongue. The cherry tasting notes really hit, and then the sweetness really coming in through the middle. It's quite good. Quite good. Now this coffee isn't cheap, just like all the other coffees that I currently have right now, but it does undercut the price of the Bear Lake coffee that I bought, and it is quite fantastic. I'd recommend to anyone who's in the Boston area, please check out the American Coffee Trip map, which I'm going to work on updating right after this video. I did say that I was going to update it March 1st. I had some delays because of just schoolwork, regular work, hiking curriculum, all that sort of stuff. So I should be releasing that on the date of this recording. This video is going to be much later than that. But yeah, Broadsheet Coffee Roasters. Give it a try. Buy their coffee, brew it at home. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And with that being said, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.